I don't know which of us come up with the plan, me or Big Bill, but I do know the one that didn't sure as hell went along with it. It was a way out. Christ, I'd been working for that goddamn moving company for near under 6 months. I don't know how long Big Bill had been there, never thought to ask. Me, I was a swamper. Big Bill, he had the real cush job, driving and parking. I never got my goddamn license, and, even if I had, those trucks were bigger than hell. When you move furniture you find out a lot about the ways buildings are built, the way the architects never took into account how you were supposed to get a goddamn piano up some kind of a reffing spiral staircase. As if they were fooling anybody with a spiral staircase. Big Bill, he'd always be on the lead, walking upstairs backwards, guiding whatever big heavy thing people that got things just have to have, and me, at the bottom pushing with all my might, and cursing Big Bill with a muttering hate. I could tell you stories for days. Christ, anybody's what spent time in the swamp can. Nothing special, but I'm here to tell you what happened after we decided that the plan would no longer be a plan, but be a thing that we did. And then a thing that we done. The plan was pretty simple. Get the F out. Cash our checks the morning we got M. Get ourselves on a bus, and stay on it till it had to stop for the ocean. The big part of the plan was to get on that bus right away. That way there'd be no turning back. And if one of us faltered the author'd be strong. So we cash the checks, and we run out at the office, past all the big trucks with all the poor saps cold and shivering and cowardly, and dust free, and running down State Street yelling for no good reason, and clapping each other's backs. Where's the depot, Big Bill? Cause I don't know where nothing is in this god awful town I shouldn't even be in, but for that bad woman. But Big Bill, he knows. And so on to downtown and us lawyin' to be tell it how we never even told the dispatch we was going, and how there was gonna be one big truck just sitting there, idle, and no good for nothing. Not today, at least. And we pass a tavern and Big Bill he says, "Hey, that's the Jolly Roger," and what would I think of me and him going in, and drinking ourselves a couple pitchers, and finding ourselves a couple woman. I say, no Big Bill, we got all our worldly goods in these here suitcases, and we got all these $10 and $20 bills stuffed into our pockets and we'll need every one of them bills for when that bus stops on account of that ocean. But Big Bill, he likes to drink, and he can talk way better than me, so I know after a minute that it ain't no use, may as well save my breath, and in we go, and sit at a table, and Big Bill he orders 3 pitchers. 3 mind you, and we each get a steak sandwich. Man, we laughed. Me, I've never been no good at drinking alcohol, never even been good at drinking beer, truth be told. So pretty soon I was pretty well gone, and I remember standing up and walking, real careful like, to the head. And when I get back I says to Big Bill, I says, "Bill, I'm powerful tired, and what say we get on that bus and I'll be asleep all the way, and won't open my eyes till they looking at that big ocean." I'd never seen an ocean back then, if you can believe that. Big Bill, he says, "You don't worry about that. I got us a room here last this very establishment cause it is also a hotel, and not only a tavern, and it got 2 beds, and let's get up there now, and bring our suitcases, and you can get some rest." I didn't much like the idea, but I knew it was no use arguing for, like I said, Big Bill could talk a blue streak and me just an ordinary man, and that beer working into my brain, so that I was awake and the next moment asleep, and then awake again. So I says, "Yes, Big Bill, yes." And then we to the room and Big Bill he takes all his different $10 and $20 bills from out his pocket, and he gets an envelope what the hotel room had on the desk, and what Big Bill said was free to us on account of we were guests of the hotel. When Big Bill said we were guests of the hotel like that, I could feel myself get real happy, and more than that, proud. Here I was, with beer making me smile, in a room where I was a guest, and where everything was free. Christ, I felt free my own self. And Big Bill, He tosses all these wadded bills on his bed, and he commences to iron them out with the heel of his hand, so they look like they just come from the bank brand new, and he tells Mew to do the same. So we do, and then we each hide our envelope of money in our suitcases. Now Big Bill, he takes two $20 bills from his envelope. He says, I'm going down, and I'm going to have one more picture, and then I aim to go to the track and turn this here $40 into 400. You can do that, Big Bill. Sure I can. Not saying I will, but I can. And if I don't, I'm only out 40, either out 40 or up 400. How does that sound to you? Sounds good, Big Bill, but I ain't going to no track. I'll stay here, cause I need to have my sleep, and besides, I'll be damned if I'm gonna leave all this money in this here room, even if it is well hid. Big Bill, he laughed. That's why we are partners, partner. Big Bill always said that to me, and the exact same way too. Partners, partner. And every time he said it, I'd bust out laughing. Well, if you ain't going to the track, at least come down and share one last picture with me. And I was about to say I couldn't. I was too sleepy, and any more of that beer and I'd be opening and closing my eyes and taking big gulps of air just to keep awake. But I knew it was no use. There was no arguing with Big Bill.